Hi there. Today, I wanted to talk to you about worth. And worth is a silly little animal. And the reason I say silly is because have you ever heard that poem by Robert Frost, where he talks about the road not taken? And he says there's two roads diverged in the wood. And then the very end of the poem, he talks about the road less traveled is the one that he took, and it made all the difference. So I believe that this is true of so many things, choices we make, and all of these things. But I also believe when it comes to self worth, we are given two roads. And the road that is normally traveled is a lot more dangerous and it's destructive. And unfortunately, it's where a lot of people live. So I want to share with you that road first, and then we'll go down the road less traveled, the path that will make all the difference. But stick with me because this is a little scary when you start getting into it. So, the first thing that I want to talk about is on this road that everybody's on, that is well worn path, blaming others. Does that sound familiar? It's so easy to blame other people, right? I am not happy because of X. If only my team would do Y. If my husband or wife would do this. If my children would just listen to me. Yeah, that's called blaming others, y'all. And that is a dangerous road to go down because it gives you a sense of powerlessness. And being powerless is a scary place to be. You're basically saying, yes, if everyone around me would do different things, then I would be happy. So you're putting all of your happiness in the hands of everyone else. Not a good place to be, is it? So, staying in that same vein, the other thing that can happen is comparison. You ever been on social media? Kind of on it right now if you're watching this, and you watch people that are better, faster, stronger, prettier, in amazing shape, have better hair, everything, richer than you are. And you say to yourself, oh, if only I could be that. If only I could be this person. That's scary. Do you know what happens when you go down the comparison road? Your brain stops doing anything. And what I mean by that is you are no longer doing. You are no longer an active participant in your life. You are going down this rabbit hole of all these other things. And when you go down the road of comparison, you just stop. You stop right where you are and you don't continue. Broke happens when you stand still. So if you want to become broke emotionally and in your bank account financially, then go down the comparison road because it will freeze you and it will make you broke in both of those areas. It's a really dangerous place to be, right? I'm sure this has happened to you. It's happened to me too. It happens to everyone. Go on any sort of social media platform and you will see people that make you feel less than. And that's just not a good place to be. So, what happens when we are blaming others and we're comparing ourselves? We start to suit up. Now, suiting up is something that's different for everyone, but it's destructive no matter what your form of armor is. My form of armor has always been self deprecating humor. I will be the butt of the joke myself before anyone else can make fun of me. It was a way when I was in middle school to avoid being bullied. I was never bullied. You know why? Because I bullied myself. And I was very loud about it. Oh, I'm not good at this. I'm not good at that. Oh, laugh at me. I'll tell the joke first so I get the upper hand. You know what else that did? That was sharing with people that I don't have value. Hey, I don't have value, guys. Let's laugh at that. Yay, let's laugh at Emily not having any value. What a terrible thing to do. If anyone tried to get close to me, what would happen is I would become sarcastic and I would have these biting remarks back at them. Don't get close to me. Don't get close to me, is what all that said. And what does it do when you're not close with other people at all? It eats away at your self-worth. See how damaging this road can be? Now, other people that have low self-worth, you can find their armor in the following places: internet trolls, bullies, whether it be in your child's school, in your neighborhood. Adults can be bullies as well. Maybe you're in an abusive relationship. That person has very low self-esteem and they are giving the other person even less self-esteem. So all of those things are armoring up, which is very dangerous. Now, the final one I want to talk about on this road that is destructive to your self-worth is validation. Please like me. Please like me. Am I pretty? Am I good? Am I smart? Am I enough? Please tell me. Yeah. How annoying is that? It's really annoying. Nobody enjoys that. You probably don't even realize sometimes that you're doing these things by posting photos on social media and watching as the comments come in and the hearts and the likes and the loves and all of this come in. It's feeding your self-worth, but in a very dangerous way. It also has it has a short shelf life, or a half life, if you will. So certain drugs have a short half life. And what I mean by that is they're very addictive and they will give you a hit, but then they die out fast. So they come out of your system very quickly. I've never done drugs myself, but I've done a lot of research on them, and crack cocaine is a good example of this. Apparently, it gives you a very big hit and you feel great, this euphoria, and then it goes away very, very quickly. So that is why it's one of the most addictive drugs, because you need to keep having it. Well, I believe that we all have crack cocaine in our life, known as social media, and maybe even asking everyone around you. If you're somebody who's addicted to praise and validation, you need your spouse, your children, whoever, to tell you you're pretty, you're smart, you're all these things. Maybe your clients, maybe your friends, maybe your coworkers, maybe your boss. Maybe you're like, I need praise. Please bring me praise. The problem with this is you are a cup with a hole in the bottom. And every time somebody fills you, it doesn't last and it goes out the bottom. And that is so dangerous. So now that we've covered the things that are destructive in the road that you've probably been on, I want to talk to you about the road that you need to be on. This is the road less traveled. And this is the one that's going to make all the difference. So I want to start with inside. Inside is where self-worth is. You can look for it externally all day long, but the only place that it's really going to be found is inside of you. And the best way to do that is for you to actively say to yourself, what is so wonderful about me? Now, I'm going to give you some great examples of things that are wonderful about me. I am not afraid to brag about these because I know I am awesome at them. The first one is I can pack a suitcase like nobody's business. I went to China for 10 days and packed something that was slightly larger than a carry-on. Shoes were included. Y'all, if you need a suitcase packed, I am your girl. It is one of my God-given talents, and I am very proud of this. My husband is really good at organizing a dishwasher, like putting everything in and it hitting like all the right things and fitting like a ridiculous amount in, but where everything gets clean. Yeah, you're sitting there saying, are you kidding me? But you know why I'm sharing these examples with you? Because you have to start small. If you start telling yourself, I'm really great at these small things, then slowly but surely you're going to build and build and build until you have this amazing repertoire of things that you are great at, that you know you were good at, and that you know you were supposed to share with others. Maybe I should do a video on packing. I am pretty freaking phenomenal at it. I will not be doing any videos of my husband loading the dishwasher, but I mean, maybe we should teach this. I'm sure there are plenty of people on the internet already doing that, but find that thing, own it, and your self-worth will grow. So the next area for self-worth to grow is to find your flow. So what is flow? Flow is actually something that you enter into. It's a space where all space and time and everything stops and you are just zoned in on whatever it is. So it could be working with data. It could be playing chess. It could be working a puzzle. It could be sewing. It could be painting. It could be anything you can imagine. I know for me personally, I love data, and working in Excel and trying to figure out a new plan for something, I can get lost for hours. That is my version of flow. And the reason I know it's flow is, like I was saying before, time stops. Like I don't even notice that 2 hours have gone by, and I look up and it's a game changer. I also lose sense of self. So remember all those other things I was telling you about, comparison, validation, blah, blah, blah. When you're in flow, you don't need any of that because you are just living in the moment and you're enjoying it and you're actually growing as a human being. So you know you found flow when those things happen. Also, when you are coming out of flow, you will notice this huge like sense of calm. And it's because you did something productive where you grew and you learned and you were not fixated on what others thought of you or anything else. So go out and find flow. Now, you may say to yourself, oh, there's nothing that gives me flow. Go back to your childhood. What did you love doing that you could spend hours doing? Maybe it was drawing with chalk on the sidewalk. Maybe it was painting. Maybe it was making experiments in jars and like ruining your mom's Tupperware, which used to be really expensive. So it was a big deal. Can you tell I used to do that? I don't know what it is, but go back to those things because I believe as children, we were told to stop doing some of the things that we are innately supposed to do, we are destined for. So go back to those moments when you felt true joy as a child and explore those. Another great thing to do is go to Michael's, Joanne Fabrics, Hobby Lobby, and just look around. There are a million different things that you could get reacquainted with. And all of it is better than sitting and watching hours and hours of Netflix. Because when you start painting again, when you start chalk drawing, when you start doing whatever it is that you are meant to be doing, you're growing every single day. And that is your gift and that is your purpose. And I want you to embrace that. So the final thing I want you to do is level up your 5. So what do I mean by this? We are the average of the 5 people we are closest to. And I have a feeling that one of your 5, maybe 2 of them, are dragging down your average. So if you find yourself, somebody close to you is always poo-pooing your ideas, saying negative things to you, they're not really embracing your dreams, then maybe it's time to switch them out for somebody who does believe in you and somebody who is maybe slightly ahead of you in the game, not from a comparison standpoint, from an inspiration standpoint. If you run with big dogs, and I mean personally, where you're emailing and talking and all of that on a daily basis, you will level yourself up. I want to make sure that you are leveling yourself up. So look at the 5 people closest to you. And if they are not going in the direction that you are going, and I don't mean the same craft, I just mean they are consistently on it. Whatever it is they're doing, they are consistently on it. They are, every year it seems like they're making more money. Every day they seem to be growing. Find those people, become close with those people, and you will level up your game. So, in review, get off the road of blaming others, comparison, validation, and suiting up. Take the armor off. We're done with that. Go to the road less traveled, where you're finding your flow, you're embracing your talents, you're honoring yourself for those talents, and you're leveling up the people around you so that you stay in that zone. I hope you have a great day.